Hello, my shining stars, Libras. Here is your horoscope for November. What an interesting month is expecting us. It's an amazing time for you to relocate, to get rid of the problems and people that you don't want to have in your life, and to settle down because your relationships will be tested and your partnership connections will be tested during this month. On the 1st of November, there is a new moon in your financial house 2. So it means that it's a new salary, new source of income, or two sources of income, or the idea to have the second source, the second salary, or the second job, but do not start any active actions, not yet. We don't have a good astrological weather in the beginning of November. But November is a very financial month for you. So new moon in Scorpio will be given the new energy for deep connections with something that you can monetize, or it will give you opportunity to use your voice to protect your boundaries. And I would like to warn you from overspending. Please, if you have urge to spend a lot, or you will be approached by people who would ask you for money or for investments, be very cautious because you will attract some scammers and fraud criminals towards yourself. Please protect your data and be vigilant. On the 2nd of November, Mercury, the planet of logic, ideas, as well as logistic, merchandise, and relocation, will enter your house of transportation, logistic, your new surroundings, and it will bring you news, ideas, and energy with documents, with maybe news from your siblings or roommates. Maybe you will have a trip. You will be extra busy with new projects, work projects, in routines. Every day you will be doing something that will give you new ideas and sources of income. Maybe you will buy a new device or a computer. It's a good time for trips and travels, to apply for new visas and documents. But keep in mind that in the end of the month, we will have retrograde Mercury in the same house. So be prepared that some packages will be lost. And it's better to avoid any travels in the end of the month because everything possible that can go wrong with traveling or your luggage might happen. Retrograde Mercury in the house of traveling is not a good idea, especially if your car shows that it needs extra love and attention in the beginning of the month. It would be a great time in the end of the month to show this extra love, to renovate, to repair in the end of the month any vehicles, any transportation, to appeal and reapply in the end of the month. But for the new beginnings, it's not a good time. The shadow period for retrograde Mercury will start around November 13th, 14th. And at this point, I recommend you stop spending, or at least keep the receipts and find out about the return policy. From November 2nd to November 4th, there is a very stormy, rainy astrological season. It will be like a hurricane in the world, and it will hit us 3 times. First one from November 2nd to November 5th. It's a conflict, opposition between Mars and Pluto. Mars, the planet of aggression, war, conflicts, and Pluto, a huge transformer of our society and our lives. And second time we will have this aftershock in the beginning of January, and the last one will be the end of April. So our world will undergo the big transformation financially, politically, energetically, and many people will discover that after this big stressful time for the world, they will open new talents in them, maybe extrasensory abilities. They will know themselves better, as well as their future will be more clear. For you, dear Libras, or anybody with ascendant, moon sign, or zodiac sign in Libra, it will be in your family. So the basis of your family will be tested, and it's a conflict between your status and between your house of your living, place of your living. So it may be you have to move out, or maybe you will have to relocate, or it will be a divorce. The conflict inside between the siblings, for example. Opposition is always a conflict, but the good thing here that Pluto brings the separation, the ending of toxic relationship. It gives you opportunity to let go that something that doesn't serve you any longer, that just drags your emotions and energy. It's like an operation that for a long time you needed, and finally the time will come when you have to cut off that knot and live happily ever after. It's a rainy season that after this rain, the nature feels better and everything grows much better after the water comes from the sky. That's why in our life, sometimes we need these stressful times in order to transform our life and make the right decisions in future, and not to step on the karmic rakes again, because we will be tested too. So as I mentioned before, there will be the climax of the family problems that will bring you clarity in the end with your way, which way to go, with who to stay. Some people will divorce, some people will pay off the debts, some people will relocate. But I would like to mention that if you will analyze in retrospect, what did you have in 2008, the same karmic rakes or the same situations might be brought to the surface again, might reappear. On November 4th, Mars enters Leo in your house 11. You will be driven to a new environment. You will have so much active social communications that will spread in your social circle, as well as maybe you will be invited for a wedding, a party. House 11, house of big people, big amount of groups of people, clubs, groups, religious organizations, as well as online business. It's an amazing time for bloggers, vloggers, performances, everybody who work with people in advertising, marketing agencies. It's an amazing time for advertising campaigns and promotion of your business. Mars is also the planet of sharp objects as well as fire and some operations. And house 11 is your circle of friendship. Maybe somebody from your friends will be attended to medical organization and might require your help. So be prepared for some changes and news regarding that.
Well, bees are pollinators and wasps are predators.
Don't be surprised if Mars will bring you a conflict between the friends, between big organizations and you. But on a good note, you will feel great opportunities. You will become more ambitious and you will want to protect your boundaries, to show the self-worth and who you really are. And you will be given that extra energy. So it's an amazing time for self-advertising and self-worth elevation. While Mars will be bringing you energy or conflict or inspiration in your house of big groups and people, Venus, the planet of gifts, harmony, pleasures, and joy, will bring you all those good things in your house 4. In your family, finally, you can see the good luck between communication. The feelings will be warmer. The connections will feel right. You will have a good luck with documents, with any business connected with real estate possessions. The money might come from the businesses connected with security of the homes or safety or comfort or buying beautiful or selling beautiful things for your home. The businesses such as interior design or everything regarding art, inspiration, and beauty, and land, house, apartment, or place of your living. Venus also can bring you good relatives or a great connection with your friends or a good trip somewhere where you really wanted to go for a long time. The only thing I would ask you to be cautious, because you might receive gifts from the manipulators, that they will ask you for money and you will see their true faces only after you give them the money or investments. Be cautious of that, because we have on the 15th of November full moon in Taurus. It's a financial full moon that brings the climax or the conflict to the surface connected with money in your house of finances. House 8, mutual funds, mutual budgets, the money of big corporations, groups, insurance organizations, the money of the bank, the loan, alimony, social payments, any employment insurance money. So money that belong to somebody else or somebody else's investments. And the climax on November 15th will be on the background of the world full moon of bankruptcies and financial crisis, political crisis, energy crisis. The full moon in November worldwide will be very tough. So be ready that your partners or mutual funds will be changed. But nevertheless, you will get the results and new information, a spotlight on the matters of insurance, inheritance, any financial issues with people who you live together. That's why it's so important to choose with who you live, because their horoscope will affect your house 8. On a good note, full moon in Taurus will bring you down to earth and provide you with information which will be very valuable. It can be information regarding your spiritual elevation, or maybe some astrological esoteric information that you can use in order to benefit your finances. You will find a way how to get rid of the debt if you have the debts. You will see finally the door out of the hard situations if you are in one right now. On November 19th, Pluto will enter Aquarius, and for the next 20 years, your house 5, house of children, personal business, personal projects, dating, love, pleasures, performances will be transformed in a totally new realm. Maybe you will become a parent and it will give you extra responsibilities. Maybe you will open your business, because Pluto is a very slow planet, but the moment it will enter your house 5, it will drag the changes and bring you new opportunities for huge big amount of money. You have to keep your eyes open. But Pluto in the world will bring lots of revolution and changes. I have a separate video about Pluto and Aquarius on my channel. Please check it out. If you have any questions, you can leave the comments under my video. So Pluto means big money from creative projects. Great news for you. Nobody has this in their horoscope so far. In next 20 years, you will be granted big amount of money with any creative job that you possibly can imagine, especially if you're a performancer or a dancer or a singer or an artist or anybody who participate in the creative processes. You will have such a wonderful luck. The only thing, you have to choose your partners right, not to let this luck go away. If in the past you didn't have stability, finally you will feel that with every year your life will become more harmonious and stable. If you are a mature person, you will have a nice golden age. If you are a young person, this would be the time when you will have lots of lessons to learn. If you're wise, you will be learning on somebody else's mistakes. If you are too young and lack of wisdom, this would be the time when you will learn your karmic lessons. You will know which rakes you don't want to step on, especially if you have bad relationship with your parents. You will be given by life the same karmic rakes, and you will be trapped in the same cycle of parental karmic lessons until you will accept the fact that every person is responsible for their own life, and you need to process your life without regrets, without sense of guilt, without blaming others, but take responsibility for your own life, for your own decisions. To make excuses about your wrong decisions, blaming on somebody else, especially your parents. If you are right now in the situation when your relationship in the family with your partner is not bringing you happiness and you are not happy, you're not developing in this relationship, Pluto will cut off this knot, and it doesn't matter if you're married or not, these relationships will not work and you will be pushed in the right direction. Maybe it will be painful, but you will see in the long run it will serve you for better. Pluto, the planet of big money, will have you luck in the house of luck, so buy the lottery ticket. From 20th of November to November 22nd, Sun will enter Sagittarius in your house 3, bringing you warmth and happiness in your environment, in your house of siblings, transportation, connections between relatives, roommates. Many Libras will decide to relocate, and you will be collecting documents or visas for a relocation, maybe for new documents. You will receive the news that you need maybe to update your credit card or your ID. It's a good time to do that before November 26, when we will start having retrograde Mercury in your house 3. Saturn, the planet of karma, of responsibilities and logic, will stop being retrograde and start going direct, but the whole month it will almost stop in the same degree in your house 6. You will be required to have order, responsibility in the matters connected with your health, service business, with your pets, and anything connected with everyday routines or jobs. If from summer you had some uncertainty, or you didn't know what would be your schedule, or you had issues with your pets, or you couldn't find a nanny for your child, finally you will see that things will start moving in the right direction. With self-discipline, order, and some self-limitations, you will reach your goals faster, and you will see that the good opportunities are flowing to you without any extra effort. But it's a good practice to limit yourself in certain things that you like to overspend, or get rid of bad habits, or maybe it's time to go to the gym and dedicate more time to your health. Because if you're reckless in your health, if you ignore facing the health issues right now, if fallen into gluttony or drinking or some bad habits, you will get the result really fast, because Saturn in house 6 do not forgive any abuse of your body. You will get what you deserve. It will be your wake-up call if you will not stop harming your body. From November 26th to December 16th, we will have retrograde Mercury in your house 3, as I mentioned before, and it's an amazing time for doing things again, basically redo, renovate, upgrade, update. Do not start anything new. I cannot highlight on it enough. Do not buy the new phones, the new laptops, new sources of communication. But it's an amazing time for renovation, repair of your transportation or your vehicle or any transportation you have. It's a great time to reread the book, to reapply for certain things, to renew IDs, to reapply or appeal for some visas. Especially if you didn't get the verdict that you wanted, you can reappeal in the court cases too. Retrograde Mercury brings the algorithms when you might change your mind, or something that you wanted, that you purchased before, is not making you happy anymore, and you will want to change. Even if you were sure in the beginning of the month that you really want that laptop, or you really want that car, in the end of the month you might change your opinion. It also can bring the conflict with your roommates, neighbors, or relatives, siblings. I will create a separate video about retrograde Mercury on my channel, or it will be shorts, in order to save your time. If you're not my subscriber, I really will appreciate if you subscribe on my channel. I wish you to have an amazing month, and see you in my new videos. Goodbye.